What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York, calling from the quarantine zone again, and on the phone we got Mina Caputo from Life of Agony, as well as the solo project that we're promoting. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Yep. It's so great to have you here. The brand new solo album, The Mones, is absolutely beautiful. Was this intended to be a continuation of Love Hard, or is this almost kind of like a new entity in your catalog of albums?
Yeah, no, it's a new entity. It's a new life. It's a new baby. There's no correlation between, other than the work and the expressions coming from deep within, There's no, there's no, it's just a new little baby that needs a little nurturing. New collection of songs. I've got so many beautiful songs waiting to be released into the world.
Yeah. What I find unique is that as a fan of your work, like if you played me 30 seconds of any song in your catalog, I could be like, oh, that's off of River Runs Red, or that's off of, the Cheat EP, or that's off of,
Wow.
Died Laughing. So
Interesting. You really know you know my stuff. I love that. I love when I talk to people that actually know the bulk of my work. I'm like, I hate when I'm on the phone with someone and they're just, I didn't know you made solo records. It's like, dude, you fucking under a rock, man. I've been doing it since '99. I have more albums than LOA has. Like, what?
I know. It's great. Well, actually, what's funny is the first time I've actually ever heard your voice ever was on the song that you did with Within Temptation back in the day. That's how I first discovered, who you were, and then I dove deep into the Life of Agony catalog, and then I heard the song you did with Roadrunner United, and then I got lost into the abyss of your solo work. So.
Oh wow! Thank you.
Yeah, I'm only 27, so I didn't, discover you at the CBGB shows back in the day.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You're better off. You probably get your fucking nose broken one of those nights,
Yeah, my biggest mistake as a music lover was wearing a Bullet for My Valentine shirt at an Agnostic Front show.
Oh my God. Oh shit.
But when it comes... Oh, you were saying?
You think by then no one would fucking judge you,
Well, Danny Diablo saved my life that night.
Oh! You know what? He's the man. I love him. He's like, you know what? I love him. I love these acts so much because when I first came out years ago in 2008, 2009, he was the first motherfucker that wrote me on Facebook and was like, yo, you are like the ultimate punk rock motherfucking queen. I love you. DMS got your back no matter where you are in the fucking world. Ba, 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 ba. It was just incredible to and I've always known Isaac, and every time I used to go into the Lower East Side to clear my head and shit and walk around the neighborhood, because I always lived in Brooklyn, but Lower East Side is where I normally would stomp and just walk around, go to my bookshops and whatever, go to fetish shops and, before I came out and would get heels and shit like that or whatever. And I'd always see fucking Isaac, man, creeping. And we'd always give each other the look yeah, that's you, motherfucker, I know. Da-da-da. We'd always it was always cool, man.
Yeah.
And even to this fucking day, I was just recently on his podcast, he's always DMing me, we're always writing to each other. And
yeah.
So it's really, really sweet, man. He's really sweetheart. I love him. He's one of those motherfuckers that, turned out to walk his walk. He don't just talk the talk like most people in the music industry, Everyone, he's like a proper ally for people like me that aren't afraid and have the courage to be disliked. And, it's I wear my warrior badge,
Yeah, he's a sweet.
I'm wearing dresses, but the world went pussy. I don't know what happened.
I've always said he's a rough, tough cream puff. That's how I describe him.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. When it comes to getting that inspiration to write, like when you like are in the songwriting mode or in the lyrical mode, do you go into it with a preconceived idea, or being that these songs are like, I consider your work to be life in itself, do you kind of just let the songs write themselves and let everything happen organically?
I do. I have a very organic approach. I never force anything. Actually, it writes me. And songwriting comes, especially my style of songwriting outside of LOA and the riffing and stuff like that, comes very, very natural to me, you know, because I grew up listening to Dylan and Queen and Led Zeppelin and The Doors and Bowie and you know, the greats like John Coltrane, Miles Davis, you know, all the old blues singers, fucking Muddy Waters, you know, all them cats, man. And I grew up playing classical piano. I still play. I actually went real serious this year again. I'm studying like 40, 50 hours a week, literally. It's very organic, very natural. And I know I wake up feeling in my gut like, oh, I'm in the mood to write a song today. And I do. And I might not necessarily finish it. Sometimes a song could take me 7 hours. Sometimes a song could take me 2 weeks. Sometimes a song, I would write it, but wouldn't revisit it in 2 years from now. So, like, there's a lot of different things going on, and the songs that do write themselves and really come easily and blossom really and fruit real naturally are the ones I usually go with. Mm-hmm. I let it speak to me, and I let the songs decide for themselves. It's almost like there's this innate power already in the magic of the song and where it came from, because I don't necessarily take credit for the songs that I write, you know. It's just like my imagination hears stuff and pulls things in from different parts of my mind's cosmos, you know. Like, my mind is like the fucking galaxy. It's infinite. So, like, I can literally pull shit in, you know. And that's what I do.
Yeah, because I've noticed that, like, with just this full-length album, the Mones alone, like, you have a song like She, you have a song like Single Leaf, you have a song like TV Babies, you have Brand New Skin. Like, I get so many different vibes and emotions in a way. So, like, it seems like you capture, like, an emotional state of mind of what you were feeling at that time, right?
Yeah, I'm very chameleon, you know. I want something on the album. There's this little something for everyone, you know, and I keep that in mind. And when I make my albums, I try to redefine the ideology of what music actually is, because music's a mystery to me. Not the manufactured bullshit that we hear every day, but real authentic music. Like, it's a big mystery to me. The energy, the vibration, the frequency of music, how it changes the brain, how it changes the neurological system, how it could save old people from aging quicker. It's very magical. It's a very, you know, music to me and songwriting is like tasting Christ's blood, you know, and yeah, just...
And like, to get that inspiration where that creative energy comes, like, I'd imagine, like, it's not like you have to put yourself in a certain place or be in a certain element. Like, inspiration sometimes strikes when you least expect it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I have shower thoughts. I shut the water off and I just, like, gotta run and just, you know, write a line down. It could be a line, it could be a word. You know, it literally could be a word that could provoke an entire album. Because I can base the domino effect of very early of where I I don't have a particular destination in mind musically, but I do have an idea of what kind of journey I want to go on. What kind of roads do I want to take my listener on? What do I want to take myself on, really, too? because I get great amount of pleasure as well creating it, and and in listening back, and mixing, and by the time it's out, I've already listened to each number at least 200, 300 times. So like that's why I never really listen to the album again unless I have to relearn something for a tour or something,
Yeah.
But it's a very natural process, very fearless, very natural. Like it's like if you like somebody and you two guys, you really want to kiss, but there's that unspoken chemistry, but the chemistry's there, and then it just happens without you saying anything. Like that moment of that first kiss with the girl that you like, or the boy that you like, or whatever. That's like that spark, that magic. That's like that same, like, oh shit, that's a great idea for an album, or, and then I can, like, based on this one word, like,
Mm-hmm. Well, and do you like
just for example, like, let's say I call my next record The Tragic Life of an Outsider, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of premeditate and imaginatively think, even without having any kind of concrete evidence of where the sound of the album should kind of resonate in a sense.
Yeah. And like what I find unique is like, have you always needed the music itself to come up with lyrics, or like has like a concept or the idea influenced the music itself too?
Yeah, that's happened as well. I don't have a set way of doing anything. It's not like, okay, I gotta write the lyrics first and then put music to the lyrics. Usually if something does really happen, it's like I'll be messing around with a couple of chords, either on an acoustic or the piano, and then I have pretty much a good idea of what the song is trying to say, and then it's just a matter of getting the right words to fit the energy of the song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there is no set way. Like it's just very haphazard.
Have you ever had the best lyrics ever, but then they're always like one syllable over like the arrangement of every song you have?
Wait, repeat that?
Have you ever had like the best lyrics ever, but then they're always like one syllable, or they just can't fit in any structure of any song you have? That's got to be heartbreaking, right?
Well, if I'm doing a vocal take?
Yeah.
And yeah, well, when I was younger, I would have those kinds of problems, but I've been recording since the late 80s in a way, so I'm very familiar with mic technique, and so I don't really run through that kind of stuff anymore. I don't necessarily hit a wall with stuff like, I never hit walls like that. If there are any walls to be hit, it's like, shit, I'm not going to finish before I really wanted to get the record out, or something like that. But what you were saying, not really. Maybe when I was younger I had problems with S's and B's and this and that, and finding the sweet spot of the microphone, but that all came with second nature, and now I don't even think of that kind of shit.
Yeah, especially since you've been doing it a long time. It just like it comes naturally, and I feel like your live shows and your albums do exactly that.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, like if there's mistakes or accidents, I like to leave them.
Yeah.
A mistake or an accident to me may not come across that way to someone else, and most likely it won't. But I leave a lot of happy accidents in my recordings. Like if you really intently listen, you can hear like me coughing from taking a hit of weed in between fucking tracks, or I like to leave like weird stuff like that, you know, like there'll be a song and at the end of it you can hear my doggy walk into the other room and you can hear her nails hitting the wooden floor, you know, and I just kind of leave it for like my own kind of personal nostalgia, like, you know.
I've always said that the artwork of Mina Caputo is all organic music. Like, that's a genre at this point, all organic music.
Oh wow, I like that, thank you.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's if record stores were as prevalent as they were now, that would be like a section. You got the country section, the pop section, you got the all organic section.
Yeah, thank you. I consider myself to be a very organic human being.
Definitely.
In fact, I'm at war. I'm silently at war with all the inorganic ones. Actually, not silently, but spiritually, I'm at war with all the inorganic people on the planet.
Which is the majority of the planet, or the majority of people nowadays.
Yeah, which is pretty much every fucking institution that's been designed for mankind.
Yeah.
That's just not fucking working. It never did. There was a lifeline and a timeline on it all. And now what we got now is the representation of how culture, pop culture, just is not working.
Yeah.
It's just not working. And human beings are still communicating like fucking chimpanzees.
It's
a lot of words, but to me, all it sounds like is, you know how the chimpanzees go crazy?
Yeah.
Like, that's humanity on social media.
Oh
you
my
know?
God, it's the worst.
You know, you can't have your own opinion. I mean, I do whatever the fuck I want to do, but most people are afraid to speak up. Most people are acquiescing. They're afraid to say what they really mean or what they really feel about everything that's been going on the planet, you know. Yeah, you know, that's what I mean by, like, you know, there's a spiritual and psychological warfare going on right now, and most people don't even know they're on the fucking battlefield. That's how fucking blind people are. They just, okay, what's on the television set? Oh, okay, it's this. Oh, this happened. Okay, thank you for directing my reality because I can't do it for myself.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me to hate gay people. Thank you for telling me to hate trans people because they're not real. What they go through isn't real and it's not validated. Oh, thank you for telling me to eat McDonald's. I love shitty food. I love to put shitty food in my body. The media tells me to do it, so I do it.
It's disgusting. And I feel like art in itself, because, you know, when you look at art from way back in the day, I've always thought that art made a greater... I went to the School of Visual Arts, actually. I studied...
Oh, Alan Noe, too.
Yeah, I know. We talked about... I interviewed Alan a couple weeks ago, and we talked about that. Everybody was, like, obsessed that My Chemical Romance founded each other there. I was like, motherfucker, how about Alan from Life of Agony? Like,
yeah, really?
Yeah.
Sorry. 20 years earlier, it was like...
Yeah, people were like, "Does that hurt?" But like, what I find unique is art made such a great impact back in the day. When you look at like classical artwork, it inspired people to make a movement. But now with, you know, but that's because they weren't as reliant on media nowadays. Nowadays, because art is, you know, very metaphorical and it approaches from many different directions, that people don't get a direct answer right out of the gate. The media gives them what they think is the best answer.
Yes, like I said, you know, that's the media's job. That's what they specialize in. People don't realize that they have very, very, very highly intelligent people behind the controllers. They're very, very, very... The controllers, when I say the controllers, I mean the people who own the media, the people who own all the corporations in the world, the people who own the economy, the people that own all the fucking puppet politicians. These are the controllers. These are the real people that are making the real decisions. Trump, Biden, the Clintons, Reagan, this jerk off, that jerk off. They're just fucking puppets. They're part of the stage. They're part of the show called politics, political racketing. They're part of, like, the illusion. You know, listen, I'm a colonist. I call myself a colonist. You know, I'm not Republican. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I'm not Democrat. I don't buy into and I don't subscribe into these man-made fucking systems that go against life itself.
Yeah.
Every system goes against life itself.
Mm-hmm.
I challenge anyone on a debate about how you name a system, an institution, and I'll tell you how it's fucking humanity. Whether it's the pharmaceutical company, whether it's the education system. By the way, that hasn't changed their textbooks in over 150 years.
Yeah.
Keep them dumb. Keep them as working bees. Listen, you know, I'm a critical thinker. Most people don't like people like me because I don't follow the narrative. I don't believe in the narrative. It's just, to me, it's what's going on in the world is the greatest fucking reality TV show that Hollywood's come up with, literally.
And you didn't need the Kardashians to make it.
Yeah, and it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Trust me, if they really cared about humanity, we're supposed to be in this fucking horrific pandemic, but meanwhile they're pushing Black Friday on everybody. You know, go out and shop. It won't get you then.
Exactly.
You know, oh, but wait. Curfew in California now, because guess what? After 10 o'clock, the virus is going to get you quicker than if it would in the daytime. And oh, yeah, make sure you cover your mouth in between bites of your food, too. Oh, you don't have to wear your mask at the bar. But you have to wear your mask on the way to the bathroom in the bar. This is the UK. Could you fucking believe these people?
It's
I mean,
mixed messages
I'm sorry,
everywhere.
Man. Like, I'm not denoting, or I'm not saying that the virus isn't real, because I'm sure it is. I know people have died, but that's what we do. This culture is obsessed with not aging, not dying, immortality. It's like, you know, we die. That's what we do. We come here to live. We are dying as this conversation is taking place. There are cells being born and there are cells fucking decaying.
All living things grow, develop, and eventually die.
Before we come out of the mother's womb, millions of cells have already died. Millions and billions. Like, you know, I'm operating on a very different level, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm in 5D or 7D or what, man, but I'm not in 3D. I'm in 3D when I need to be. I plug into the Matrix when I need to go to the grocery store, but then I'm out because I'm too busy creating my life.
And
I'm too busy creating my reality. I'm not busy allowing people to define my reality for me.
And you know what? As an artist myself, and you know, to everybody listening to this, we appreciate that greatly. Especially like what I've noticed is that I feel like you are almost, when it comes to rock, I almost consider, I've always said that you are the face of freedom in rock, and it's just it's just from witnessing your live shows. I see how you go away when you're performing. I've never seen so much freedom from you and from Joey and Alan and, like, you know, the audience that's all involved. Like, it just seems like there's such an essence of freedom when you create and when you perform it as well.
Thank you. Well, to me, I believe it's this ritual, it's this shamanistic dance, man. We're doing a very age-old, ancient thing. And the band knows how I am. You're right. I'm very... Alan, if you notice, Alan comes up to me a lot, whispers in my ear. You know what he's saying to me? You know what he's telling me, whispering in my ear?
What?
Let him in, Jim. Let him in. Remember Jim Morrison? Like, because totally, it's like it's a very shamanistic thing for us, man. That's why the band needs the crowd's energy. If the crowd is fucking a bunch of lame fucks from Hot Topic that are just looking at the band like they think they're better than the band, you know, like, and they're just all standing around like waiting for us to get off, it's like, it's like you're not going to get such a high impact, energetic show. You're probably going to look at my ass and my back because I'll turn my back to you.
And that's what I think is so great. There's an essence of freedom. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is, enjoying the music, but you're also real at what you do. If you're, I feel like you feed off the audience and the audience feeds off of you. It's really like a two-way street. I think everything you were just expressing to me, you turn, when I saw you at Bowery Ballroom, when I saw you at Irving Plaza, at Vitus, you turn that place into an essence of reality that you have been expressing with me.
Yeah, I want to set people's soul on fire, man. I want people to feel alive, man. I want people to stop fearing their highest potential. I want people to show up as the best version of themselves. I want them leaving the fucking concert feeling like I gave them fucking angel wings that are just nearly gonna break out of the skin of their back.
And you feel that, and I feel that when I listen to the music too. Like the Mones with the new album, I think one of my favorite songs you've ever made was actually "Single Leaf." I really just enjoyed how laid back and how beautiful it was. It has a positive energy and a negative energy. It represents a lighter time and a darker time. So I think there's a lot of contrast in what you express with your art as well.
Yeah, there's definitely. Well, look, like I was saying before, that's the nature of the cosmos. It's called duality. It's called the yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine. A big part of the reason why the world is so imbalanced is because man's feminine side, man's masculinity is way off balance with his femininity. And I'm not talking about a new man and how the media or social media turns, a stupid Gillette commercial into this whole big thing where everyone's crying about. This is a deep, everyone is a Y chromosome. Everyone comes in as female. We're all balanced with female energy and male energy. Some people like me have more female energy. And that's just what the fuck it is. And there should be no debate or anything, it's, this is humanity, man. People don't realize butterflies change gender. Clownfish change gender. Ticks, wood ticks, lice change gender. Seahorse males carry the babies. What we have here is a problem where we have a species called man that's so disconnected from its own nature that it fears its own nature. You notice how every institution is designed to botch its way through nature? Guess what? The Earth ain't in trouble. Earth ain't in trouble. People, planet Earth ain't in trouble. Humanity's in fucking trouble. Definitely. We are literally, and this is no joke, you can fucking Google it, don't take it from me, but look it the fuck up. We are literally in the 6th mass extinction now, because of our contribution to the planet and what we're doing. And if people don't think their vibration matters and lowering the vibration of the planet, they better bang their head against the fucking wall or put their head in a vice until their eyes pop out. I don't know what you got to do, but people need to pay attention to their energy. They need to pay attention to their frequency, and they need to pay attention to their vibration, because that's everything in the world. That's how you create your own reality, by moving your energy. This is a yes universe. This is a yes universe. The universe doesn't say no to anybody. If you have a shitty attitude about life, my life sucks, I'm never going to get this girl, I'm never going to be in this band, I'm never going to sing like this people, the universe is saying, indeed, you are correct. You're never going to get that girl. You're never going to... Yes, 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 of course, whatever you say. Whatever you say, even if you're pushing against something, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting sick. I don't want to get sick. I hope I'm not getting sick. I think I'm getting sick. Yes, you are. You're getting sick. And that's how you create. That's how you create. That's how you move fucking mountains in your life, man. You know?
Definitely.
I suggest the people that say, oh, I don't have time to meditate. First of all, those are the people that don't understand. And those are the people that need to make double the fucking time to meditate and get clear and get focused within. And become a fucking and become the best version of themselves, because that's why they don't teach meditation in school.
Yeah. What pisses me off the most is that this concept, this man-made concept of perfection. Look, humanity is flawed. You can't deny that. Humanity is flawed, and we are what we create. So everything we create is going to be flawed. And it can be anything as simple from a picture that we draw to a system that we've talked about. Humanity is flawed, so therefore everything we create is flawed. And this search for perfection doesn't exist, because perfection is a man-made concept, and that in itself is flawed as well.
Well, what's perfect about life is the fact that everything is imperfect. I'll sum it up for you. It's like, that's the beauty of life. Imperfection is perfection.
Definitely.
It's the same thing like the word impossible. Break up that word. It says, I'm possible. Language is a trick. The English language is perverted. We have one words like drugs that could have 20 different meanings. It's a very perverted language, where still language is to blame for a lot of miscommunication things that are going on, because we haven't really mastered our language. Language was designed to manipulate. Look that up too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'll give you a shameless plug, but a teacher who I had at SVA, who's a very famous writer and opened my eyes to so many. His name is Simon Van Boy, if you ever want to look up his books. He said that if you actually have a problem with reading, whether it's language, and it's something as simple as dyslexia or comprehension or whatever, that means you're closest to human origin, because we as humans were not meant to interpret language. That's we use it as a form to entertain ourselves in a complex matter.
No, exactly. I really believe that there are human potentials and human powers that have been stripped away from us in the lineage of our evolution as a species, because of the controllers of no matter whatever civilization, whether it was the Roman times, the Greek times, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, I believe there are hidden languages and vibrations. Like, I believe humans are very telepathic. We have, I believe, incredible powers within us that, again, through meditation, yoga, whatever your form is, getting still is, I guess these kinds of things take lifetimes, but I'm like the kind of person that'll sit in meditation and ask for guidance and ask to disclose mysteries of myself and to uncover powers within me that I have and I don't know if I have them or not. Or, my life, this is such an incredible mystery. I don't know how anyone can be so miserable and so, they just don't understand how precious this life, this thing is. We don't know anything. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we've come from. We don't know where we're going. I have a feeling as to why we're here, and I honestly think that's just to create and to love and to share this physical 3D reality, because I do believe that we are energy, frequency, and vibration, and we basically, when we're born into this 3D world and we're wearing this flesh suit, when you die, you drop the suit. but your energy, your frequency, your vibration, your soul, your God's tongue, whatever you want to call it, that mystery of self, it's either going to go to a higher, more ascended place, or you're coming back to the lower vibrations of Earth, and you got to wear the meat suit. These are just meat, like the astronaut puts on the suit to go out into space. If that's all real, like, because I'm like at the point where I'm just like, I question everything.
As you should.
I question everything. So like, you know, like, because like, I find it really peculiar that NASA hasn't changed their pictures of planet Earth since the 70s.
I've always said that you are the New York Socrates.
Thank you. I never heard that. Like, but that's fucking. I'm constantly spirit hacking my own spirit and other people's spirit. I just want people to really understand, man. You're fucking alive, man. You know, eat this world, give this world, give. You know, like, share.
Definitely.
You know, be you to your fullest. You have to, like, you can't be afraid. You gotta be fearless. You know, you gotta take chances. You gotta be risque. You gotta push the envelope. You gotta throw rationality out of the fucking window. You gotta throw that logic out of the window. How's that rationale and logic working for the world? Not so good.
I've always said rational thinking may be the safest form of thinking. Irrational thinking is the boldest form of thinking.
Yeah. My whole life is based on, I take pride in being the feral creature that I am. I will not be marginalized. I will not be fucking dumbed down into thinking I'm something I'm not. I know my worth. I know my value. I know my power. I know myself, even though I don't know what self is. I know everything and I know nothing. And I live in my moment. And how I live, really, I try to. Listen, I'm not perfect. I don't have it all figured out. I never will. I don't have all the answers. I'm just sharing years and years of how I've lived in a fucking hour conversation with you and your audience. So that's why I'm like spitting out all this shit, because it all ties into each other, and I kind of want to make as much sense as I possibly can, because, you know, if most people, I mean, people get me, but a lot of people are like, yo. But those are the people that are waiting online for the new Nike shoe. You know what I mean? Like, those people are like, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
You know, they're waiting for the new iPhone for 2 nights, waiting online in the rain like jerk-offs. You know, like these consumers fucking pigs. Yeah. You know, like, same things with, like, you know, the whole vaccine thing, you know? These vaccines that they want to rush, this is not the new Nike shoe you go and get. This is not the new fucking iPhone. Okay, we're talking about biology. Viruses change so fast that if they come out with a virus today, COVID's already changed its coding. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's why they never had, like, a real common cold shot, because it changed so fast. The same thing with COVID. Mm-hmm. And first, there's not just one COVID strain. There's over 10 or 20 of them. And COVID's not a new thing. It's been around already.
Yeah.
You know? And we're in this mess, too. One of the reasons, I think, is because they passed on studying on it. I mean, I don't even know what to believe when it comes to that, because, you know, one day it came from China, one day it's Trump's fault because he passed. You know, they wanted to do research on COVID in North Carolina, from what I was reading, and then I guess the White House passed on that research, and I don't know. It's, again, there's so many agendas, there's so many hands in the soup, and now we're so far from the truth that, you know, I don't even think there isn't just one truth.
Yeah.
No, that's another thing. Like, There isn't. See, like, the powers that be, they want this one narrative that everyone's going to follow, but that's just impossible. You can't have a one system that works for everybody. The system don't work for me. It never did work for me.
Well, going to what I said about what you were saying about the truth, George Orwell once said, "In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act, but when it threatens to tear apart the true fundamental beliefs of your world, can you still accept it?" We always say that we want the truth, never understanding the price that we truly agreed to pay.
Exactly. It's I love Orwell, and that sentiment runs deep. It's like, that's what I mean. People are, it's clearly, I'm realizing that, wow, a lot of people aren't looking at the sky. A lot of people are very comfortable looking down at their phone and not paying attention to anything real. And people are just literally blindly giving up their sovereign rights. I know all about my sovereign rights. I took them fucking back. I live how I want to live. I fuck who I want to fuck. I do what I want to do. I wear what I want to wear. I express my body the way I want to express my body and mind. I manipulate my body. I can transform. I can transcend. I'm a fucking transformer. I'm a human flesh machine transformer with a fiery soul. I'm such a good-willed, I'm a giver. I'm naturally a nurturer and a giver.
Definitely.
I will never. I gave my body, mind, and soul to the system for far too many years, which was like, like the biggest, one of the biggest I was also in fear and in the same boat as a lot of people 20, 30 years ago, and lived more in fear. I didn't have the courage to be hated the way I do now. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, fear is false evidence appearing real. That's what fear stands for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
False evidence appearing real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout
exactly. All they're doing is selling fear. Because listen, again, if it was about safety, why doesn't WHO or all these organizations, why are all the major social media pages, why is everything inundated with the word COVID, this, sick, COVID that, COVID, instead of WHO, have turmeric in this in your water today. Mm-hmm. Cleanse out your digestive system. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, do this with cucumber, mint, and this. This will clean out your colon. Do you want to get sick or not want to get sick and stay healthy? Have this. Have all antioxidants. Eat this. Make sure you're getting kale and Brussels sprouts and broccoli into your body, and make sure you're drinking water with high pH. Like, there's no nutritional valuable information coming from any of these major fucking corporations.
They need to hire COVID's publicist. That's the problem.
And that's why I don't believe it's about safety at all and our health. If it was about safety, so tobacco kills about 3 million kids a year. What? Well, tobacco kills about 3 million people a year. Where's the lockdown? Where's the outrage? Everything is so fake and compartmentalized, it's fucking nauseating.
It's disgusting.
Also, the government cares about your kid with this situation, but they don't care about your kid that's getting cigarettes 2 packs a day every day because it's fueling the system. It's or alcohol. How many drunk, or what about the suicide? Why isn't nobody talking about how suicide rates have gone up this year?
I heard we had a year's worth of suicides within the first month of the lockdown.
Exactly. But the media doesn't want to teach people that. Also, too, there's a lot of young kids dying with masks on. And no one's talking about that. There was a kid in China, I believe, or Wuhan, I don't know. It was somewhere out there where a couple of kids died, and they covered that up shit quick. And, it's like, come on, man. If it was about our safety, why is every food fake on the shelf? If it was about safety, why is every package that wraps around the food inundated with cancer-causing products? If it was about safety, why all the chemtrails and poisons in the air?
Yeah, well,
if it's about safety, why all the fluoride in the water that destroys your skeletal system?
Yeah, well,
I don't understand.
Safety is a subjective concept at this point.
Exactly. It's like safety for who?
Yeah.
Safety for the economists?
Yeah. There's,
like, what's going on? Like, what's the plan?
And
you're taking everyone's life away from them, but what's the plan?
Yeah. And
everyone's still arguing about Trump and fucking Biden.
And on top of that, people are so anxious nowadays that the slightest thing that could deviate from their routine or their safety, there's like the safety of disbelief or the safety of, belief is like, even if they know it's not true, or even if people know that it's false, or if it's, wrong or whatever, because it's safe, that's why there's always such a false sense of safety everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like, what I'm realizing too, like I bring up the psychological warfare again, is that even in the streets, man, I'm walking up the street, people cross the street, they don't look at you. It's like they're making people think that we're actually a living fucking disgusting species. It's like, it's almost to me like they want a world without smile, a world without touch, a world without making love, expressing love. I don't know, maybe I'm the lunatic.
I think we're all fucking lunatics.
Yeah, but
And that's why, you know what we are? We're artists, and that's why we are artists. Because we see the world differently and we try to challenge it.
Exactly. I can see the world and just sum it up in very simple terms. That's what artists do. Definitely. As the world's complicating all this shit, come on, man. It's real clear what's going on.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Are they... even like with the music industry, are they trying to segregate music industry now by class? So all these big stars like Miley Cyrus and all these could get to do all these things. I don't know. It's just weird.
My theory with a lot of modern pop music is, look, I can't stand a lot of that shit that I don't even want to name it. But the fact is that they sing about what the majority of the human population goes through. This girl didn't text me back, and now I'm depressed from it. I like big butts, so I'm gonna listen to a song about big butts. When people go to a club in New York City, and they play all this, basic bitch stuff. I mean, that's what the average human being goes through. It's like, I mean, it's going to sound very, very disgusting, and I already see a lot of dislikes on this video coming from just this statement alone. But, you look at the Andrews sisters from the 1920s, they sang about the war and all the anxiety that people were going through, whereas, a lot of these pop artists, they sing about the fetishes and this plastic culture that we immerse ourselves into, so therefore people are going to relate to it and therefore connect with it. It's disgusting, but that's always been why I felt that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that's why it's just so important to focus at the task at hand.
Yeah.
That's the best meditation. That brings you right into the moment. The moment is all we have.
Absolutely.
Nothing else exists. Yesterday doesn't exist. Tomorrow doesn't exist. The only our power in the moment is where our power really, really is. Our power is right here in the moment. Yep. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's right here, right now, in this phone conversation. And that power can never be taken away if you're very, if you're focused on it, if you're aware of it, if you know how to move it, how to utilize it, how to make it work for you and maybe somebody else.
Yeah. Well, depression is the fear of the past, anxiety is the fear of the future, and that is more prevalent than ever nowadays, so.
Well, again, it's like, well, where did all this anxiety and depression come from? You know, it's not. It's this is this is a reaction to an already sick society. You know, you got all these people trying to adjust themselves to a sick society, to a society that has companies that knows the cures for things but won't give the cures out unless you have the money to get the cure, if that's even a cure, because most Western medicine, aside from miraculous surgeons and surgery and certain levels of science and the medical field, of course, I wouldn't deny the power behind that and what we have achieved in some degrees. But a lot is lost.
Yeah.
And, yeah, man, it's like, it's like, I don't really have the answers for anyone or anything. I just, except for myself, really, you know, and that's all you have to people just have to use their own intuition, their own guiding system, and, yeah, you know, it's a challenging world.
It is.
You know?
And that's why for me personally I respect you so much as an artist, because you rise to the challenge. You don't play it safe, you follow your heart.
Yeah, no, I this is the only way to grow and change. And my life has been abundant with growth and change. You know, I'm not interested in sitting on my couch. I don't even own cable. I'm not interested sitting on the couch and playing it safe and living in my comfort zone and not ruffling people's feathers. Like, fuck that. I want to challenge you. Why do you think I'm disgusting? What's so disgusting about, you know, if I post like a little bit of a flamboyant picture or something, you know, I get hate mail and stuff like that. I posted something the other week and some kid was like, "You are so fucking disgusting. I can't believe how you turned out. I can't even listen to your music anymore. What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, wow, this person really hates themselves. Like, yeah. Meanwhile, he's jerking off behind the computer, you know. You know, he's jerking off to trans porn, but he hates me in public. You know, that's most guys anyway.
Definitely.
You know? Please, I can out so many fucking rock stars that want to put their dick in me that don't make a peep, that do no kind of public, like that aren't allies publicly. They're very quiet when it comes to like trans issues or trans rights or trans murders or whatever the fuck trans is going on. Very quiet. But I can out about 10 fucking rock stars that are just like fucking weak because they won't own what they really love. You know what I mean? You gotta own the shit. You gotta own your heart. You gotta own your everything, your momentum, your motivation. You gotta own your intention. You gotta own your momentum, your energy. Like, you gotta own that shit. You gotta fucking own it.
Definitely.
And most people don't fucking own their deal, man. They're like, people are just like, the majority of flimsy, man. Flimsy, weak people that, you know, talk, don't fucking walk the walk. Everyone's too busy talking, no one's doing the walk.
And that's why you were in the hardcore scene. That's why we all belong in the hardcore scene. That's why we come to New York.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. We got lost in this discussion, and I'm really thankful for it. Is there just anything else that you would like to plug with the release of the Mones or anything like that? Maybe can we get a live stream performance or something while we eagerly wait to see you on the road again?
I go live playing my piano and stuff on Instagram sometimes and shit like that, but there's a part of me, like, I just fucking think it's so lame, doing these fucking live streams, and, like, it's, like, so inauthentic and artificial, and I don't know about any...
It's like porn on the radio.
I don't know about any live stream stuff, but I don't make a big deal out of that kind of stuff. If I'm going live, I go live. I play piano for people. I'm just like, I want to get back on the stage. I want to sing in people's faces. Like, I need energy. I'm not interested in where the collective consciousness of humanity's going. It's like we're going into this really severe AI direction, and a lot of musicians and people seem to be okay with that because they're pretty quiet about what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we'll eventually hit the stage again, and I look forward to every show being sold out. I really hope that either it's your solo work or Life of Agony that's the first show I see when all this is over.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mina. Everybody, Mina Caputo. Be sure to check out the Mones if you haven't already. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We will see you next time.